half of watch, you're just sitting here.
Oh,
you
in
can smell
our
breakfast.
morning watch, yeah.
Yep.
It's tough.
As we broke for dinner and the outrage over Sunday ice cream just happening once, despite it being 2 Sundays in a row, that was going to be hell to pay downstairs.
Regardless of whether we have 1 or 2 days of ice cream, I did eat my weight in ice cream, so I should be good.
She had quite the mug full.
Yeah, but why eat your weight in ice cream once when you can do it twice?
Believe in yourself.
We believe in you.
I really enjoyed the hummus.
Oh, jeez, oh, Pete.
I mean, the hummus was good.
I mean, yeah, it is good.
It's
It's really good.
As the resident vegetarian, I get very excited when there's hummus. I know Megan feels me. It's good.
I get excited when there's rice. And it's plain rice.
Yeah,
we all
they've
have
been
our
doing
own
that,
things, right?
Like, flavored rice that's...
Yeah, no, I can't eat that.
I know.
I can't eat anything. It's all right. I can eat M&M's, though. That's exciting.
There you go.
Should eat these. It'll be up for too long. Fruit purveyor. Yeah, I've been experimenting with the jerky recipe. This one's not my favorite, but it's still pretty good. Probably. Soy, ginger, garlic, Worcestershire sauce, hot sauce, pepper, roasted red pepper flakes, maybe some cayenne, and I think some honey or maple syrup, one of the two.
I'll get this in the chat window. We'll have Greg's jerky recipe.
Oh, yeah.
For your MySpace page.
Never did the MySpace page. I only ended up with the Facebook page just because somebody else made it for me. Which gives you an idea of how frequently I check it.
My homework now is to make and maintain a new Facebook page for Greg. Very representative.
Nautilus Live has its own Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Nautilus Live sure does, and you should check out Nautilus Live on all of your social media channels. If you wanted, you could also check out USFWS Pacific on Twitter or Pacific Islands FWS on Facebook for all of your social media
Miley, you wanna
Pacific
push in there a
Islands
little bit?
information.
Yeah.
It's a nice swimmer.
You
That
really
just
should
sounded
actually.
super professional.
I mean,
that
she is a
was-
professional.
You know,
that was
honestly,
well
we,
done.
Literally.
we were talking about like terrestrial images of Baker and Howland, and actually if you do go to our Facebook page, we put up a bunch of photos earlier this week. So
Because they are prepared for this expedition. That's
So
a really
prepared.
great shrimp.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know
Always
those
beautiful.
pools that are pumped so that way you're constantly swimming?
Can we knock the lasers off real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
We need a really, like, elegant soundtrack,
Yeah.
like slow motion swimming.
We will definitely lay this over some really elegant music later on.
I like that it's like purple.
I think it's Kanye's workout plan. I don't know. That's what I would put it over.
I would put it over a waltz.
Oh.
Oh.
Blue Danube or something. Get really emotional and romantic.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh,
Is
What
that
are
a
you
Tina
seeing?
4?
It looks like a Tina 4, yeah.
Tina 4.
All right, let's go ahead and come by there, Marley. Thank you.
Cool, thanks.
Alexis, I believe that this was Steve, but have you taken part in Steve's tasting different sea critters?
I have not. But I have heard some stories. I'm not about tasting all the phyla. That's not my jam.
cookie star down there, is that?
Oh yeah,
You want to look, or should we keep moving?
To stick with the food theme.
let's keep going.
Roger.
Yeah, to stick with the food. They are really cute though, those cookie stars.
They really are.
I wonder if the scientist was hungry.
There's also, sometimes they're called ravioli stars.
Yep, that was going to be my call.
That is perfect because they really look like a ravioli.
There was like some news outlet did a little story on them recently. It kind of blew up about ravioli stars.
Did someone try eating one?
No.
I wonder how they go with a nice tomato-based sauce.
I think we had ravioli last night. Or today? I don't remember.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, having 2 sleeps kind of messes up your...
It does.
Oh, I'm so confused as to the day.
It's Tuesday.
Every day is Tuesday.
Feels like Groundhog Day.
Monday's the day you get on the ship, then it's Tuesday until somebody says, hey, we're going to port soon, and then it's Thursday. And then it goes Friday, Saturday really quickly.
But really, it's just every day is Sunday.
No.
Yeah, but really-
But really, tomorrow's Sunday again.
I like how we're quick to correct on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow's not a real Sunday, though, because there's no ice cream.
Oh.
It's a fake Sunday.
This interesting little.
Are we picking up rocks here?
I think we do want to rock. On our shift, we
Megan,
should.
what are your thoughts about the rocks in front of us?
Yeah, Megan has all
Sorry.
rock control.
I was just eating an M&M. Do we want to get a rock here, is the question?
Well, we're asking, yes. Are we getting a rock, and do you like any of these rocks?
Yeah, let's get a rock, but if we can have a zoom on some of these first and take a look, I would be maybe more interested in something that was less rubble pile like this, but
Okay.
All right, so we can keep poking around.
yeah, we could probably keep poking around.
Definitely seems like somewhere where rocks are just tumbling down.
Yeah.
I feel like this big one's eventually just going to be like
Crumble.
big boulder.
So Megan, I'm clear to leave this rubble pile
What
here.
about
then?
the one that
Yeah,
lasers
yeah.
are on right now?
Sorry? The one that the lasers
It
are
looks
on?
like it
Yeah,
might
like
be
right now.
sedimented in.
That big thing.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Can you just like laser cut it with your lasers, and then we'll scoop it up?
Ben, I need you to turn up the lasers.
Roger.
Turn up the lasers.
Lasers to 10.
Lasers to 11.
There we go.
I will say I was really impressed with the just how black the rocks are. I feel like you don't really get that underwater here, but when we brought them to the surface yesterday, they were really beautiful. I think the deep sea organisms look more beautiful underwater, but the rocks look better. when
Oh,
we
there's
bring them
a
up.
Pelagothoria.
Yeah, that's pretty. So look. At the end of my leash anyway.
Yeah,
so-
we got
That's a
plenty of time.
holothurian,
Yeah.
right?
Can I zoom, Jess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm so excited. I saw this on the, I mean, I saw it on the same screen yesterday, but I wasn't in the van, so it feels more special.
Right. It just feels more real.
Oh, look at the translucence.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So we're seeing its gut, basically, right?
Yeah. And I think they still feed on sediment. They just, and maybe, Ben, do you know about these?
Not really,
Okay.
no.
Is it a different species than the one that we see like
Oh,
in
yeah.
the sand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I remember the first time I saw one of these, I was just fresh into grad school and I was TAing a deep sea biology class.
What?
And someone asked me what this was, and the last thing I would have guessed is a holothurian. And I was just like, oh man, deep
A little
sea
white there.
Oh,
inverts
deep
are
sea.
tricky. I was like,
Got
that
me
is
again.
not the sea cucumber I know.
Yeah. Well, that one's close into us now somewhere.
I think they still feed on sediment, and then they like just
Fly
launch into the.
Really?
Yeah.
So they'll kind of go down and land
Yeah.
on sediment and then like just take off.
And be
Like
mobile. Yeah.
Like a sea cucumber ballerina. Just
Seems like a
Yeah.
pretty desirable
dancing.
quality if you're going to
It does.
deposit fee and
Yeah.
just hop around.
I'm going to kick
it's a
your
different
lasers
one.
back on.
Oh, sure.
Is
Thanks.
this? Yeah, this.
Alexis, you got a question about whether or not you do proteomics on the coral species when we get back.
I do not do proteomics. Yeah. Sorry. Actually, there's not very many people that do proteomics on deep sea stuff.
What is?
What is that?
Yeah.
It's like a recreation of the protein, the array of proteins. So you look at the mRNA, which
Right.
transcribes the
Into
Pro-
protein. Yeah. So like when we, so if you look at RNA,
Gonna zoom in
you're
a little
looking
bit
at
there.
what genes are going to be expressing and what proteins are going to be making. And then
Right.
proteomics is looking at the actual proteins, which, yeah, we're not doing.
seems like a very tricky omics.
It is. I think it is.
Yeah,
From-
messy.
Yeah, it's like metabolomics is also
Yeah.
very tricky.
I like when they add omics to
I know.
things.
Yeah.
Everything. Anything can be omics.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow.
This is another one that looks really old.
Yeah, they do.
Kind of looks like it's smiling,
It does.
It does.
or maybe more content.
It has those like
Perhaps.
grouper-like lips, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
Marley, go ahead and come wide, please.
Smiling like he knows something, but he's not going to tell
Right.
us.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's something right below the fish, not the black coral, but
Oh, I see it.
it's kind of like knobby,
Knobby.
just
sure
at
we
the
can-
bottom of the
2
screen.
inches up from the bottom of the screen.
Oh yeah. I see
I'll
it.
take a quick
Dead center.
zoom on that.
Dead center? All right, I'll
Or down, not dead
Oh,
center
no,
yet.
looks right below the
Yeah,
black
it's
corals
just
too.
down of dead center.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Go ahead and push on in there a bit. There, Marley. Then I'll have to pick up and go. Is it dead coral?
So I'm trying to see.
Want me to center up on one of them?
Yes, please.
I can try one more tap up if you want.
Yeah.
I think that's probably full zoom.
Yeah.
That's
Proven
full
wrong.
zoom.
Yeah, could be
A form of a blob.
dead coral. I just can't tell what type of skeleton that is, but we'll keep looking, see if we see more of it. Thanks.
Sure. Go ahead and come either, Marley.
Yeah, there's some of it there too.
Do you want to look at this one?
No, we can keep going, but I'll just keep an eye out for.
All right, then I'm looking pretty far down.
Yeah. Coming up.
Turbojets.
Dun dun.
Lasers to 10.
There's a little bit of corallium in there, the pink. We don't need to look at it, just commenting.
Really pretty basalt formations as we're coming up here.
A bit more corallium. Yeah, it's crazy the striation. Like you have like the striations and then there's like the bubbly kind. I'm very good at geology terms.
Yeah. Sounds right. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what's kind of on top of this little peak that we're about to come up on. We've been seeing a lot of different kinds of morphologies, more sheet flows and pillow basalts, some jumbled. We saw some pillow tubes on the last dive. I wonder if we're going to see some up here.
What's a pillow tube?
It's kind of like a pillow, but instead of being just one pillow
Which one do you guys
bulb,
want?
it
Put
would
it
be
in
more
me?
like a tube.
Oh, neat.
And a lot of times you see that kind
King of
of
the
on a
rock.
slope, and it'll
Very
be
top.
breaking open. So when the lava comes in contact with the seawater, it quenches and forms a glass, and then it'll kind of like push through that
All right,
glass.
Marley.
You can
do
see
your
those
thing.
kind of
Cool.
ribbed striations.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
A nice big anemone.
Oh,
Very
that's
pretty.
cool, too.
Flamboyant.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's huge.
It is.
It's
yeah.
really big.
I mean,
Successful.
it's like, what, with tentacles, 40 centimeters maybe?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the mouth is like 5 centimeters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
King
It's
of the
all good.
outcrop.
Stand by.
That looks like very shiny rock. Look at that.
Yeah, that looks like manganese
Oh.
crust.
Oh.
It's kind of purpley.
Probably is not appreciating the thrusters.
Wow.
All right, go ahead and come wide there. We'll go away from this guy.
Wind in your hair.
It's just like a breeze, yeah.
Plus, I need to
Nothing
go
like
anyway.
a fresh summer breeze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you got hair like that, yeah.
Maybe she's born with it.
Yeah, what do you think?
Maybe
that
it's
the enemy
Hercules.
uses?
Oh my god. That was great.
I feel like we've really come together as a team.
That was amazing. Yeah, there you go.
Quick.
That was perfect.
My friend used to have a band called Jokes and Jokes and Jokes. That could be our team name.
Guys ready to jump?
It's not that far of a jump. I see the bottom.
I know. Still fun. All right, I'll actually boogie forward because I'm behind.
Yeah, I'm curious if that's the local max that was mapped or.
Coming down. Excuse me.
You said that was the local max, Ben?
Well, we're like 60 meters off from where it shows up on the map.
Okay.
May not be. May have been too
Just a
small
little.
to have been of that resolution.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, it's almost time for numbers again.
Yeah, it looks like we're still setting up this feature.
Exciting.
Well, you know, I say it's time for numbers sarcastically, but I think it's really kind of training aspects, right? It teaches Argus everywhere that they're supposed to look for all the important numbers.
Yeah.
And the faster they get at the numbers, because when you're sitting Herc, you're scanning those numbers constantly. Everything except the gauges on the vehicle, but everything on the GUI you're scanning constantly. So while it's good to have a log of what's going on in case something does happen or there's helps to identify like a slow leak, it's really kind of a training mechanism.
What are you talking about, Greg?
Numbers.
What do you mean by?
Numbers at the top of the hour. The mysterious numbers that they always speak about at the top of every hour. Did they do numbers? I bet they didn't do numbers.
Not
Numbers
yet.
this, numbers that. Who knows what the numbers are, but there are numbers.
And they have to
Are
be done.
numbers.
And they have to be done.
And they have to be done every
And
hour.
And there's a lot of numbers.
And it's for training. And Greg is Argus, so he's training himself.
And it's also good for record keeping though too, because
Yeah.
we can look at the ground faults over time.
In case you, yeah,
That
in
was
case you
an
have to chase something
excellent
down or
summary,
there's a slow
Megan.
leak
I just
somewhere.
need to say that. Really excellent.
For the world, other than our.
Holly's losing it.
Just,
Holly's lost.
I'm going to bring us to 070 if that, to go up this.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Is that the cap?
Sounds like it.
Is Holly still gone? Is she?
I'm recovered.
I don't think so. Sounds kind of
Challenge accepted.
Oh, crab.
You want to see the crab?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm back for crabs.
Oh, an actual crab.
Roger. All right. Go ahead and push on in there.
The shuffle.
Crab says no.
Crab says,
Shuffle, shuffle.
It's a
Oh, wow.
race.
It's a
Wise.
moderate crab.
yeah,
Could have been.
10 centimeter
Defensive.
carapace.
I'll give you a little bit more.
I'm always so like impressed by groups of organisms that can span really deep depth ranges.
Right?
So like crabs are like that, corals are like that,
Bounce around.
where you have them down here
Yeah.
under all this pressure, but then
And like,
they're
functionally looks identical
Exactly,
to
yeah.
the crabs that you would find.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah, and if you bring them up to the surface, they'll still scuttle around.
oh yeah.
yeah. Oh man, that's so amazing.
Apologies for that one. That was not very graceful of a landing.
All right, we're heading 070.
Yeah. Maybe just for a little bit as
Well, we got to find the top.
we do.
We do.
And then go back down.
Might have to follow the crab to the top.
He will lead
Think
the
he's
way.
gonna show us?
It looks like.
Follow me.
I've been waiting.
I knew you would come.
I was sent to guide you. Oh. Oh,
Another
and
big
Oh,
fish.
there's another one in the background, isn't there?
Yeah.
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 There's 3 of
Oh,
them.
there's one on the left. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
The crab did lead the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying, take these guys.
They will take you the rest of the way.
It's not even the 4 a.m. to...
I know. We're like,
I know, but it's all the same at this point.
yeah. You're in this dark
4
room.
a.m., 8 a.m., a.m., p.m., who knows?
Sunday.
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 Sunday or Sunday.
Sunday.
I feel like it's gonna be like Wednesday. We're still gonna be like Sunday. Remember that time? This rock looks different, right?
Oh, look at all
Indeed.
the, like, kind of
Oh, yeah.
plate
Yeah.
rubble down there.
Really
Oh, yeah.
smooth.
Almost looks like a collapse.
It does.
Oh. Very much.
So you think that
so
flat
like
part was
with
sheared
the
off?
ferromanganese crusts that form, they form so slow, right? Like
yeah.
millimeters per million of years.
Yeah, I think it's like 10, something
Okay.
like 10 millimeters
Okay.
per million years.
So
And
does that mean like basalt doesn't like it takes forever for basalt to erode?
it depends on where
It is.
Yeah, where it is. In oxygen minimum zones, I think the crust forms a bit faster.
Okay.
But yeah, everything's gonna get a manganese. Basalt everywhere will get a manganese oxide crust over time. This area is just more prone to it, I think,
Right.
because of the oxygen.
We actually see that happen too with coral skeletons. So like if you find a bunch of coral rubble, it's actually also oxidized by
Right.
the ferromanganese.
Exactly.
And then if you collect some and it's really old, the inside, it's essentially just a ferromanganese shell. Like the inside
Right.
has eroded away.
Exactly.
There's no
Wow.
more like there's no more carbonate in there. But the crust is still there.
Aren't they
So-
talking about mining the crust? I believe there's a group that's talking about mining specifically the manganese crust.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are talking about mining various things in the deep sea in different parts, but none of that has really begun anywhere. It's still in the kind of conceptual stages around the world. But
There's a ship called Nautilus. It's a mining ship.
yeah, they haven't started doing that, I don't believe.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll have to check in on it.
I actually think they ran out of money.
yeah. It's a
It's prohibitively expensive to mine.
yeah, but it's
underwater.
also getting permits and the cost benefits not looking like it's making sense right now for a lot.
Do they just effectively rake the crust off the top, or do they
Yeah, they
slough off a
would-
lot of the
Yeah.
material?
chew
flow?
it up.
It depends
yeah,
on.
it's like a slurry, right?
Yeah, exactly. It depends on what you're mining. Aside from manganese, I mean massive sulfides, and there are other kinds of minerals of interest, but it's all kind of theoretical at the moment. But the idea is something similar to a slurry being brought up through essentially like pipes. But we're interested in kind of more of the science and the formation of these kinds of things and how they're connected with the environment we're exploring. So trying to get a better estimate on ages of seamounts and these really unknown areas. There's not a lot of work that's been done for biological or geological kind of basic exploration. So that's more of what we're focused on, but definitely it's an interesting topic and something to explore if you're more curious about like deep sea mining and the politics of the ocean. Something happening in other parts of the world too.
Yep.
One of the things that's kind of interesting about the mineral balance in the water is around some of I think it was actually, my mind's blanking a little bit if it was Howland or Baker, but there were some shipwrecks, iron shipwrecks here, and then this has also been an issue at Palmyra and some of the other like remote atolls. Anytime there's an iron shipwreck in the coral reef environment, that additional iron leaching out into the water kind of throws off the entire like mineral balance of the reef. And so one of the things we've had to do, especially at Palmyra, is try to remove those shipwrecks from there. I think we've removed some from Cure and from some of the older, some of the other atolls in the Northwesterns. And by getting that extra iron hulk out of the coral reef environment, it helps keep that reef system stable and healthy. And
Right, I had read
productive.
about the iron creating dead zones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When we were talking about the manganese crust earlier, I was thinking about shipwrecks again, but you know, if you go to a museum and you see like an anchor on display,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hanging up on a wall, and it's drywall, so the question is, how are they hanging a metal anchor on drywall? That basically you end up with what's kind of commonly referred to as a rusticle that forms around the anchor, and then after they recover it, they will just pipe an epoxy, like a plastic, into it.
Bridge
It'll
you can put in another set.
take on that first layer, but it's basically that the rusticle is hollow.
Great, thanks.
And so it gets hung on the wall is a plastic replica.
Interesting.
So the rest of the anchor just like eroded away?
Yeah, yeah.
A rusticle. It's funny.
Yeah. An icicle is made of ice, a rusticle is made of rust.
Got
Heard of
it.
brinicles?
Made of brine.
Yeah.
Brinicles are cool.
Yeah.
And a barnacle is made of barns.
For sure. It's diagnostic, actually.
That's why you see them a lot on ranches, right?
Yeah. The English language is very simple.
Now I want someone to do like abstract art, turn a barn into a barnacle.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Be like a New
little
Yorker.
yeah. Little feeding apparatus out the top of it.
It's a big haystack, right? The feeding
Yeah.
apparatus is a big
Yeah.
haystack.
I'm just wondering what a barnacle
Actually,
would
no.
hang off of.
Anything.
That's the attitude.
But
good at that.
which one's an oracle?
Oh, that would be a bunch of oars.
Yeah. Boat
Our
oars
kayak
or-
fish
Yeah.
knows all.
It's another rat tail.
Indeed.
Speaking of the shipwreck impacting the environment, is there any evidence at Howland or Baker on any of the atomic testing on the environment? Or is that
Oh.
still a problem, or is it kind of the environment bounced back from that?
That's a good question, and I'd have to like double check as to which of these actually had atomic testing at them. I'm not sure.
Was there testing on Howland and
I don't
Baker,
think
or was
that
it
those,
mostly
yeah,
at the
that was, those were
atoll?
other
Atolls,
sites.
yeah.
Those were other sites.
Deep enclosed.
So both of these have had like whaling and guano mining and some degree of like military history, but I don't think the atomic testing actually happened at Howland and Baker.
That rock right there.
Look at that long, very
Well, I figure it
long
couldn't have come
Holothurian.
from too much higher up, right?
Probably true. That one there, you mean, center? You want to look at the Holothurian too?
Yeah.
Go ahead and
It's
push
like
on in there.
mega.
Oh man,
Go
I'm
ahead.
late for
Zoom on
numbers.
in. Can I zoom this?
Intern fail.
The
Numbers,
elusive
numbers.
numbers.
Well, Herc pilots are notoriously bad at numbers. You usually know if a Herc pilot is sitting in Argus because there's 4 hours of no numbers in the log. Jess is just kind of grinning over there because she knows it's true.
Yeah, it's true. Pretty sure Dan or
Gotta work
Bob
on your
didn't
numbering.
numbering. Kind of pokey, lots of little pokes coming off
Oh
of
yeah.
each big poke.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of pokes up. That's a perfect description.
Fractal poke.
Here's you, buddy. You're weird. All right, I should
That's
be
great.
muscled in.
Thank you. Look at that tiny squatty
Teeny
lobster.
tiny.
Where?
Where?
To the left.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
yes.
He's
So
like the
cute.
size of one big poke.
Is that a
When
new
the
measurement?
world is just a poke.
What?
Is that a new measurement? The size of
Do
one
you have any
poke?
more
Yep.
zoom on there?
One
It's an
poke.
official
definitely.
measurement.
Marley, do you have any more
That's
zoom?
it. I'm all the way in.
This is a
Right, okay,
1.7
okay.
poke squat lobster.
Yeah.
Very
All
cute.
right, y'all good? We're coming out.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
thanks.
come out.
Now I'm thinking about poke.
I mean, we can poke it.
Heading to Hawaii.
There's so many little squat lobsters in there.
Yeah.
I need to look up. I'm gonna look up which kind live in the rocks like that. That's an interesting sea star too.
Did you want to look at the sea star?
No, we can keep going.
All right. Come up slope here a little bit.
Ceiling bubble.
Roger.
It's another one of my favorite unexplained lines is stealing bubble.
What?
Stealing bubble.
Oh, yeah.
Taking it's number related, right? Like
It is number.
all-
it's
related.
about
It's all
moving the
this-
bubble cam to go look at the numbers.
Ah.
See? The mysterious numbers.
Yep.
Oh,
I did figure out what bubble meant, but I feel like for viewers back home, it's got to be confusing.
Yeah, bubble is
So
what we
bubble
refer-
is a pan-tilt zoom camera that is mounted up on the brow of Hercules and allows us to look both down at the front porch but also back into the vehicle. So we can look at the main HD, we can look at the gauges that we have inside the vehicle, some of the comps to check their volumes, things like that.
Some of the gauges have numbers on them.
Some of the gauges have numbers. Ooh, a clue.
All right, I'm gonna come up a little bit more
The
there.
crab will lead the way.
The crab will lead the way. It's a really interesting feature here.
so Ben, the next waypoint that we're heading to, is it which direction is it roughly moving up from? It's kind of northeast.
Yeah, exactly. It should be along a similar 040 bearing.
And we'll go downslope a bit and then back up.
Exactly, yeah. So we're going to go down slope for maybe
Numbers look good.
80,
It's evident
100
we're coming up.
meters.
Roger.
And then we should return. There's like a little ditch in between this and back to the main slope.
Oh, you found the top, but not the tippy top.
The tippy top was right up here.
Yeah, in high pack, I don't know why the target name
Looks
hasn't
kinda like a
changed,
molar.
but this is our last waypoint we're heading to.
The one you just selected,
Let's go.
end or
Yeah.
do we have a map for the The
Yeah,
endpoint?
I'll put that in right now.
I do like the backscatter though.
It
with-
is nice.
Yeah,
with
it's
the
neat.
multiple different colored contours, black and white. I like it.
It's also been pretty accurate for this dive. When they were on
So
soft sediment,
we're
it
gonna be
was
going
much
040
darker
after
Oh,
this,
man.
and
on the
down
Nice.
slope a bit,
backscatter.
and then back up slope.
Backscatter is like dripping down from the top.
Ooh.
I like the description.
We're still like 2.2 kilometers off from this last waypoint.
And have we been averaging about 1,000 meters
Yeah,
or a kilometer?
I'd say so.
Okay.
So it looks like downhill and uphill.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Let
that
me
sounds
just
about
swatch
right
up
though.
this map.
Because we've got another hour and then there's 2 more watches. So
Yeah.
Exactly. I think we're actually quite good with time.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, we'll be shallow.
Yeah, Dwight wants to make sure we get to the top too, so that's good if we're tracking pretty well.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's over here? Lots of crinoids on something.
So
All right, Jess, I'm still 070, so I'm going to keep swinging this way a little bit.
Yeah, I'll
Then I'll
bring it
bring my
back a
heading
little
around.
bit.
You're good.
Let's have a look at
Ooh.
this real quick.
Mm.
All right, Marley,
a lot
go
of-
ahead and
Looks like a couple of
zoom in.
old
Oh.
coral bases.
Yeah, definitely some old coral bases.
I really want to see a vertical reef.
I do too.
That implies overhangs. I
Feels
do
like
too.
the closest we've gotten.
That'd be fun. Those are fun.
These are fun. This looks like a probably primnoids.
Which one do you want me to
What do we
focus
want
on?
to do, right or left?
Let's go left.
Left we might not have. We'll have just the back side of it because I can't really. I can see what I can do, but I don't want to put a
Yeah.
And
turn
I'm
in the
starting to
tether.
leave you behind. I'm coming
Yeah.
around to,
Go ahead and zoom in there a bit there,
All
Marley.
right, here we go.
We'll just kind of get it from the back.
Do you want me to hold the position and bring us east again?
It's
What's
alright.
down
all
there?
the
I
way.
don't know what
Bottom.
that purple is. That
Yeah.
Is it an orb?
I don't know what that. Oh, that's a
Oh, it is.
Plagithoria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a holothorian.
Oh, behind, yeah.
All right.
It is
I'm gonna
a
have to pick up the legs.
Primnoid, but it's very strange that
Go ahead
it's
and come
growing
wide.
like this.
Marley,
It's
go
just
ahead and
not
come wide,
quite
please.
normal for them.
I wonder if it kind of
Pretty
fell
thick,
over.
but yeah, look,
Thank
so a bunch of
Yeah.
it's broken off over
Want me to come all the way
time.
out, Jess?
Great, thank you.
It's obviously a
It's extensive
It's
now,
got the
though.
ravioli star on
Yeah.
it
nice spot for current, probably, because that looks like it's been there for a while.
too. Mm-hmm.
Looking back
You're
into
fine.
the
You're
abyss.
good, you're right. Let's figure out these wraps. So
Yeah, I may go back around the other way.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, holothorian.
you're going back the other way right now. Better.
What's a goniaster day?
Goniaster, it's the cookie stars.
Oh, okay, okay. Nice.
Who's commenting?
That was
Oh, Tina.
Tina.
Oh.
I'm going to leave you behind, so I need to pick up my piece.
Ah, thanks, Tina.
All right, I'm going to drive forward on this heading. Sorry guys, we're gonna just lose sight of bottom potentially, but we're just fixing our wraps and then
Yeah, sounds good.
get back in front.
Do we know how many viewers we have on Nautilus Live, Brennan?
I'm at 040.
We right now have about just
Yeah,
shy of 100 viewers.
Holland straight.
Most from the U.S.
Let's see.
Getting a little
it's-
late now.
Right.
What
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
late.
7.
It is really late there.
15 local time here. 7:10.
And I can't seem to hold my head, so let's see if we can bring us back over.
Can you see the other countries that are tuning in?
Sure, let's take a look.
I'm always curious to see who's awake in the world watching Nautilus.
Yeah, vast majority in the U.S. We got 4 Australians, 3 UKs,
Okay, now I seem to be able to hold my head.
Nice.
1
Better.
fellow Canadian.
All right, let's go ahead and
Only
drop
one
down.
Canadian?
Yeah, I don't think it's me.
Go ahead and drop on down.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh. Sorry for the loss of visuals for a moment. Yeah, you
Yep.
want to come down?
Yeah, I'm about 40 meters off bottom.
Oh,
You got 12.
yeah, 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it show on there anyone from Russia? Because Tina's watching
Yeah.
and she's in Russia.
Huh.
Her VPN is working very well because no Russian viewers.
Interesting.
Hiding.
All right, now we're happy. No, it's perfectly good. Sorry?
It's fun to play with.
Yeah, it was just that, yeah, so we'll always try to get Herc out in front. And so we'll do our ship moves based off of like kind of where we're at here. So it's all good. But then we had a wrap that we had to sort out, so that's why we're standing there for a minute. Alexis, do you want me to face the slope any certain angle to get more light on it for you?
No, I think. Sorry, what do you mean?
Since we're going, you got it.
Yeah, so since we're going downhill for a few.
Oh, Roger.
Did you want us to face the slope, or is this fine this way?
This is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys do what you need to get down.
Oh, we just drive the bus.
And log the numbers.
And log the numbers.
Log the numbers, yeah.
Numbers looked good, by the way.
Hopefully they do.
Great, thank you.
Hopefully log the numbers, yeah.
And take that bubble.
Come on.
I really like good
Steal
numbers.
the bubble.
Steal the bubble.
Yeah.
You have
Bubble
to steal
theft.
bubbles, yeah.
Bubble theft.
Gabby's super polite about it. Gabby's like, can I borrow a bubble? And I'm like, yes, you may.
Greg's like, I am stealing bubble.
Yeah.
I'm taking your bubble.
Ooh, there's
It's
a
mine.
big colony on that rock.
Oh.
Wow.
Greg, would you be able to come down a little bit in the delta?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm curious about this spot because it's kind of in the interior of this. It's a local minimum among all these.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold it 20 meters off bottom for me, though.
Sure thing.
It does look like to our
Yeah, 15.
east, southeast is like
Got it.
pretty steep.
Yeah, that'll be good for getting some good coral sightings. Alexis, I'll go take a look at that when we get some scope.
Sounds good, thanks.
Yep.
And let's keep an eye out for a rock if we want to get something before the end of watch.
Roger. You seem like the ship kind of is stationary still. Seem like the ship isn't moving here. They have
Yeah, the ship is fighting.
fighting a current.
Yeah, the currents too are northwest, so we'll
Can I read
not. I don't know.
If we don't make any headway, then we'll ask them.
Yeah, we're not making a lot of headway. I want to see, poke around, see if you can find a rock.
Yeah. Hop back up towards you.
Yeah, it looks like we actually went back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, you're over a super smooth area with.
I know, right?
Oh,
Oh, hello.
Hello, rat tail.
Oh,
Or
it's a
the
halosaur.
Halosaur.
Just
Yeah.
kidding. Halosaur.
That's okay.
I love that it's a soar, 'cause it looks dinosaurish
Yeah,
Very-
as well. Lizard-like.
Very
Lizard-like, they look
Like a lizard.
yeah.
Saurish.
Lizard people. Is that what you said?
There are lizard fish. They're not those.
Oh,
but-
lizard fish. I'm sorry.
All right.
You're wrong.
Megan, shout out if you see a rock you like.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Looks like there's a big boulder behind me, so
Maybe in that.
that crevice over to the right, you think?
No, Megan, that rock is too big.
Let's just take the seafloor.
It's another one of those black corals we collected.
Yeah, the
I
jet
think
pump
doesn't
is
look too bad.
redlining.
Yeah.
I think most of these would be
We have 19 knots
reasonable
of wind.
candidates just because we are kind of near the peak.
Okay.
So we're pretty close to where something like this would crumble off anyway.
Roger.
All right, Jess,
It's
find a rock.
identical. You can actually hold the ship then.
If there's one that looks a little bit more attached than just one in the rubble pile, we can go for that, but otherwise I think it'll be good.
All right, I can try this one that's basically on the lasers if you want.
Sure, that sounds good.
Or I can park. Here, let me park here.
Yeah, but in this case, if I swing past her, it's fine, because we're just swinging out to deeper water.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Swinging. Jess, I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told Megan. That rock is too big.
You're not that rock, but go right.
I like the shrimp's escape response and then into a little water.
Better off escape there, I think. All right. See how we stay here. Any of these look happy to you? They're Megan.
Yeah, I think most of those look pretty great, so
Cool.
whatever seems doable.
Sure thing.
A lot of them do look pretty attached, so do your best.
There's
mind
that
if I do
little
this one,
one that
Greg, or
was
The little
Yeah,
one in the
that's
back.
fine,
Yeah,
yeah.
that the lasers were just on.
Yeah, that one looks pretty good. And we can put this in the starboard bio box
Why is
E.
it super dark?
Starboard bio E. Roger.
So that's the large one, the more forward large one on the starboard side.
Roger.
Oh, will you make a note just not to put a rock in with that hemicorallium, the pink one?
Yeah, we won't put any rocks on top of corals.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons I didn't want to put the black coral in
In the
either
big
D
one.
or
Gotcha.
E.
Yeah.
Can I?
looking out for you guys, science.
Thanks.
All right, Alexis. So, or Megan.
Yeah, Megan. Megan's in charge of rocks.
Want me to zoom a little?
Guys, find out what's loose.
Yeah. Got this one here.
What about the one like to the left? You know, like there's kind of a little wormy looking thing on the left, and then there's a rock to the right. It's kind of like a rim sort of thing.
The one with the rim. Oh,
To the left.
Hat. Okay.
Left of the screen. Kind of like in the corner of the screen.
The kind of flattish one next
Yeah.
to the red
That's
bulge.
half off the screen?
Now it's like to the left of the lasers.
Okay.
Left of the lasers, Roger.
Do you see? To the right of the little worm and the left of the lasers.
Are you talking about this one up here?
Yes, that one.
Ben, do you
one
know
that's
what that
kind
is
of
in the Argus
flattish.
camera?
Oh, nice. Those look
That's
pretty
all
loose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, any of those that you just kind of nudged.
Siphonophore?
Those three look pretty
I
good.
can't see just yet. First I thought it was like a...
Is it a
A
squid?
ribbon-tenophora.
No, it's not it's not a squid.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
what is that?
Yeah, Physonex siphonophore. I think so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
definitely.
its swimming bells are facing us, and the foraging tentacles are splayed out away from us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a
Video,
really
you want
nice
to
shot.
zoom on Argus?
Really, really nice
On
shot.
Argus. Oh, too late.
Ooh.
He's gone.
There we go, bouncing
But I had a
back.
friend.
Oh, there's a nice
Wow.
ophroid under there.
Nice, Jess. That looks good.
It looks like a
Oh.
forscalia.
Look at that different.
That's probably small enough to
go in the little one?
The little one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go do on D. So good to you there, Megan?
Yeah, I think that looks good.
All right. And there's floaty bits in C.
Sorry?
Floaty bits in C.
Floaty bits in C.
Yes, just open slowly.
Yeah, we'll open slowly, and then if need be, we can secure that thruster.
If you can
Roger.
get it in D, that's great. Otherwise, we'll go for E.
All right. Go ahead and come wide their video.
Hey, Megan, this is 29.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Okay, cameras.
Would you be able to press 4 on the bubble cam?
Press 4.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, I'm ready for you to switch over whenever you want.
You don't have a lot in the way of vert, so I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to let you get lined up in that back corner, and then I'll open up the rest of the way.
Roger.
Ready?
Go ahead. All right, is that all full wide?
Yep.
Cool beans. Looks like she'll go right about.
There you go.
Sweet.
Get myself out of the fingers here.
Perfect fit.
Sorry, stand by one. There we go.
Video, my camera's a little hot. I think you could.
Yeah.
You can't do anything on that one.
Oh, really?
You have no controls over it.
That one's always a bit hot.
Yay, rock secured.
Woo.
Sorry.
So Ben, is this our maps? In
So this is the previous map
Okay.
that we filled out kind of the edge of this mound earlier, and after we dive, we're gonna
go over it.
yeah.
Okay.
So they kind of got the main summit and ridges, and we're getting kind of the edge where it meets the plane.
And is that like the dark bit? What is that?
I think this data is just
A little bit
obscured.
coarser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know why it actually grids like that.
Yeah,
With
it's
the
kinda
interpolation,
strange.
that's like a software-y thing,
Some
but
nice big anemones.
at least it gives you a sense
yeah.
of the uncertainty.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Huge.
Actually, let's see.
070 still, Ben?
We're
dude,
040.
040 now, roger.
Yeah, I brought us that way only for that little summit for waypoint 3,
Sure
and
thing.
now this is the general direction to the
040, roger.
So when you guys are dating the rocks, I'm guessing you use radiometric dating on the interior, but do you guys care about the crust that forms as well?
I'm not sure about dating the crust. I've never done something like that, but I know that there's a lot of interest in dating the rock itself and then studying the thickness of the crust, understanding how quickly something
Working my
like
way
that would
back over.
form,
Roger.
especially across depth profiles and oxygen profiles in the water.
Yeah, can we see oxygen right now?
Yeah,
What's
totally.
the
So I've been keeping a little bit of an eye on it, but we're basically around like, let's see, 74. Or if you want it in percentage, it's like 18.2%.
And the 74 is micromoles.
Micromoles per liter, yeah.
And so you're keeping track of the deposition rate, effectively based on the ocean chemistry from
Marley, you
the
want to bump
oxygen.
in on Argus
Yeah,
just to get rid of the
exactly.
vignette?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Could we just take a look at that big coral?
Big coral to
it's
the lower
floating
right.
too.
Yeah, that's a fish.
A fish.
Oh, I see it. I see you.
I just want to see what's happening. This coral looks like
Something
it's
seems.
struggling a little bit.
It's had a bad day, that one.
Bad, maybe like decade.
Yeah.
A decade a day, it's all the same. You're that old.
To a coral. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Marley, go ahead.
Can corals perceive?
Space
Time?
Yeah.
Probably not the same way we do.
Yeah.
for isotopic composition.
Yeah,
Or
there's
what is
definitely
it?
some.
Uranium, thorium, or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's some dead branches here. This might be a coral called Candidella.
There you go.
But you can see all the brown stuff is hydroids. So that's essentially something that's colonizing the dead skeleton.
Hmm.
But there's still some live and some nice big squat lobsters on there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, it
base
looks
is
like
pretty
Candida.
huge on this
It
thing.
is, yeah. I wonder what the size of this was when all those branches were alive.
Hmm.
Because they would have all had little branches coming off of them with all the polyps. Look at that little, I think it's a Eumunida squat lobster. And a bunch of little sea stars. Look at all the orange and
Oh my
pink.
gosh.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Those are all brittle stars.
Wow.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to
That's
go.
so many.
Go ahead and come later, Marley.
Yep. Oh, it's covered in them.
Yeah.
Coming up. Just hop over this guy.